Welcome to Godot and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch Burger Edition. This week, Matthew and I went to Le Forum Sports Bar in the Old Forum on the corner of Atwater and St. Catherine. It's where the Canadians used to play. And now, it's a bowling alley. I mean, they have street-level shops that are either vacant or very poor tenants, like a Halloween store that's open in the middle of April now.
Oh yes, last season's party store.
Yeah. Where you can buy sunglasses that say Happy New Year 2017 in the middle of 2018.
No. Big market for that.
Yeah, exactly. But a new A&W did open at the ground floor, Matthew.
You don't have to tell me.
You've been frequenting this A&W.
Yes.
And so now that there's a McDonald's across the street, an A&W in the very building, we still walked past an A&W and went up to a bowling alley to try out their burger. Matthew, you've been wanting to go bowling for a little while now.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went to the bowling alley, we ate dinner, we did a little bowling. Matthew, you were trying out new bowling strategies. You're a much better bowler than I am. I feel that maybe this was part of your plan all along, just to show me up, because you know I'm not a good bowler.
Wow. See, honestly, I didn't know. I don't think I've ever been bowling with you.
I feel like it probably happened in high school at some point.
Maybe. Yes. Oh, no, we definitely went bowling in high school. But I don't know if you've gotten much better. I don't think I've gotten any better.
Oh, I've probably gotten worse.
I mean, for you to say I did better than you is... I mean, it's a true statement, but
you did
I
than
think
twice. Your score was more than
57?
Twice my score.
75? I got a very low score. You got a very low score.
An exceptionally low score.
Yes, exceptionally.
If a perfect game is 300, I had a score of 34, a little better than 11%.
Yeah.
Your score was 70 something, maybe 76 or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Also a very poor score. I was trying out some moves I learned from the Japanese.
So, Matthew, have you ever eaten at this bowling alley restaurant?
Yes.
Because I've showed up here before, probably only drank a few beers while bowling or watching a sporting event, perhaps a UFC or a hockey game. But, Matthew, what did you eat the last time you came to Le Forum Sports Bar?
Last time I had a burger.
Oh, really?
I think I've only ever eaten the burger there. Sometimes some chicken wings, but... I'm not a man for chicken wings, Sebastian. I can't do it.
Can't deal with that bone?
Can't deal with the bone. Can't deal with the fact you have to eat it with your hands. Messy business.
Now, Matthew, my understanding is that in certain countries, probably Asia, maybe Europe, I know those aren't countries, but countries there within, they will give clients gloves, rubber gloves, sort of surgical style rubber gloves, to eat chicken wings with.
Well, that's a good practice.
That sounds like something that would be right up your alley, Matthew, if you were handed chicken wings with gloves. They said they're free. It's just so that you could try out eating chicken wings with gloves. Would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I would do it. I feel like I'd be frowned upon if I brought my own gloves, but for sure, if they offer me gloves, I'm going to do it.
I feel like I still wouldn't use the gloves.
Wow, you're different. You don't care about the cleanliness of your fingers.
Well, I do. I would just lick them clean.
That sounds horrific to me.
Why is that?
My fingers are precious. They're my feelers, man. They're the way I feel the world.
Okay.
And to have them covered with chicken grease and barbecue sauce, and
it's that precious sauce I don't want to lose. That's why I'm licking it off my fingers.
I would just rather they give me those things with no bones, and I can just suck them up off the plate.
So, Matthew, you, maybe not regularly, but you enjoy a bucket of KFC.
Oh, yeah.
You like eating that skin? You like eating it cold?
Yeah, I think I've talked about that.
Do you not like licking your fingers after?
I don't like it. I'll do it.
Because it's finger licking good. You can't help yourself.
I don't want to do it, though, man. It's your fingers aren't clean after you lick them clean.
No, you need a little wipe down after that.
Yeah.
But it gets the most of the work done.
I wouldn't even say the most, but yeah, I'm sure. I will. I'd rather wear gloves. If gloves are an option, I'm wearing them. Surgical gloves, bring them on. Even like princess dish gloves. I'll wear those.
Oh no,
that actually sounds like the best.
That sounds so much worse. Because I associate those with like the smell of chemicals.
Yeah, well, that's how you know they're keeping your hands clean.
Now, Matthew, when we sat down at La Forum Sports Bar, started looking through the menu, I paused because I thought there was something that was perfect for you, Matthew. It was a chicken finger burger. That's what they called it.
They did.
No burger patty, though. It just seemed like it would probably be a lineup of 4 or 5 chicken fingers pretending to be a patty.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have a chicken burger, but they've got some chicken fingers and bread, so we can make it work.
Yeah, I didn't think a restaurant would actually sell this, because this sounds like something I do out of great despair.
Yeah.
Usually, if ever I have any chicken fingers left, and maybe I have a couple pieces of white palm bread, yeah, I'll slap together a makeshift sandwich.
Have you done this before?
Oh, yeah.
What else is going in there along with the chicken fingers?
Miss some mayonnaise. If I have a piece of wilted lettuce, maybe I'll slap that in and promptly take it out once I'm about to eat it. It's for posterity.
Okay.
I don't need it. It's not really making anything.
Just
healthier.
to say you put some lettuce in the sandwich.
Yeah, well,
you took
it looks
it out,
better.
but
It looks better when you're walking from the kitchen to the dining table. But once you're about to eat it, you shake it all out. It's pretty good, man, but I can't eat it. It's not a burger. Can't eat it for a burger podcast.
So we got the Forum burger. Apparently it is a hand-formed patty in the restaurant, served on a sesame seed bun with lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickles on the side. And they let you build that burger yourself. There were also a couple add-on options. For $1.50 you could add mushrooms or caramelized onions, hot peppers, or jalapenos. For $2 you could add a selection of cheese, cheddar, old cheddar, brie, or Swiss. And on the side, you had your choice of soup, fries, salad, or Caesar salad.
Yeah. Yeah. I had some reservations about all these add-ons, as they call it, which seems like maybe you should just include them in the burger. If you're going to call it the Forum burger, shouldn't that be a burger that the Forum has built for you? This is like their signature burger, not just a plain Jane burger that now you get to build yourself and pay extra for.
That's a good point. I mean, maybe it is their signature burger. Just lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickle.
Sounds like a burger.
Yeah. No condiments, no cheese. Just a basic burger.
Sounds like the Forum. I mean, that's what you get at the Forum. You get just enough to make it what you signed on for, but anything extra, you got to pay.
I don't know about that, Matthew. You walk into the Forum as you walk in off of Atwater Avenue. You go into those doors, and to your left and right are all these big photos of momentous events that happened at the Forum.
Yeah.
The Beatles or Queen in concert, wrestlers in the 1930s, the circus, elephants standing on 2 feet, tumblers making a human pyramid, Olympians, and the like. Why should we expect a plain Jane burger?
Maybe back in those days, maybe when elephants would do what they were told, you could get things like extravagant burgers. But I don't know. Now it's just nothing exciting happens at the Forum anymore.
No, that's true.
No, nothing. I mean,
sometimes very small time movie premieres.
Very small time. This the other day, actually, Sebastian, I was watching the film Isle of Dogs.
Yes.
Turns out I was watching that film with none other than the Office star, John Krasinski.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jim himself.
Jim himself. And
director of the recently released, I don't remember the name of the movie. You saw it.
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place.
Yeah, he acted and starred in it. That's not false.
That's
he
not
also
wrong.
directed
and
it.
directed it, yeah.
And in classic Matthew fashion, I followed John Krasinski into the washroom.
Matthew, you gotta stop following celebrities into the washroom.
I should have learned my lesson.
This is just like Wolverine all over again. What'd you say to this one now?
So this time I go in, I don't have a poster with me. I just was like, wow.
Was he in great physical shape? Was he also like in the superhero physical condition?
He was a lot taller than I remembered, or than I thought he would be. I've never seen him in person except for
me
this
either.
time. He looked like he was dressed up to be like a news anchor or something. His hair was done very well. He looked
wearing
good.
A suit?
Yeah, he was wearing a suit.
Okay.
But as I walked into the washroom after him, once again, not knowing what I was going to do, realized this is a mistake. This is the
Yes.
same mistake you made years ago. You're making it again. You haven't learned your lesson. So I just went and I washed my hands. Exactly what I did last time. Just washed my hands while I thought about what my next move was.
So, okay, hold on. Again, you
Once again.
follow a celebrity into the washroom. You do not use the washroom. You immediately start washing your hands.
Yeah.
All right, proceed.
Building, biding my time here. Unlike Wolverine, he was not using a urinal, so it was less awkward. He was in a stall, presumably going number 2. And so
Less awkward.
And so I was able to leave, and I just kind of stood around the washroom because I was like, well, I'll at least see him. I'll
Sure.
at least see him walk out.
Already did see him.
Yeah, but see him again. See him on the way out. And
All right.
he gave
Is he
this.
going to be very different?
No, not really. He had a very Jim Halpert expression on his face.
Do you sort of shrug and grimace and look
It,
directly at you?
it wasn't that. Do you remember when he played a practical joke on Andy, and it ended up making Andy start punching the walls and really freaking out? This is before he knew he had an
Yes.
anger issue.
Yes.
And then Jim looks at the camera, wrinkles his forehead, and looks very worried.
Mm-hmm.
That's the look he gave me when he walked out. He made eye contact and then just had a very worried look and hustled out the door. I think it was because he realized someone recognized him.
Ah, okay, that could be.
Someone was me.
Or
No, I
because you
don't
followed
believe
him
that.
into the washroom and then you were lurking nearby.
Yeah, I mean, I had questions. I had questions to ask him. Not movie-related questions, washroom-related questions. I have questions I can ask you, Sebastian. I want to know something.
All right, let's hear it. This is
I know
weird.
we talk about... I know
It's quite a strange
we talk about
preface.
toilet behavior often on the show.
Do we?
We've done it.
Okay.
Recently, my toilet bowl has cracked.
How bad? Where?
You know where you lock the bolts into the floor?
Yeah.
So it doesn't... So right there, that's where one crack, and it proceeds to the back of the toilet. So it's only on the base.
Okay, it's not on the bowl itself.
Yeah, not on the bowl itself, but it is allowing the bowl to pivot or turn slightly if you sit too hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, if you sit down, you shimmy,
Yeah.
or you just grab the bowl and you try to force it to the side. Now
I
it's
don't
able
do
to
that
move.
ever, but okay.
Yeah, now it's able to move, and there's dangers involved in
So
that.
is it able to move because that bolt is now not solid, or is the crack continuing and you're sliding back and forth on the crack?
It will not move one way. It will move the other way because that crack is. I can physically lift up a piece of porcelain
Okay.
from the back of the toilet.
Okay.
So it's not preventing it from moving one way. So I have to tell people now when they use the washroom too.
Be
It's
careful.
very awkward, but I have to tell them, ease your buttocks onto the toilet. Don't just throw your weight down like a ghoul of some sort. Just sit down, ease into it, man. I already have to tell them because I have a towel rack, like something to hang the towel on, that is really just there for
Decoration.
the looks, decoration. Because you touch it, that thing's falling. So I already
Okay.
have to tell them that. Now I have to tell them, ease your buttocks into the toilet seat.
Well, I
And-
think that's first, you're phrasing it so strangely. Just like,
Yeah.
if someone's over and they're going to use the washroom, you just say, "Oh, just sit carefully because I know the porcelain is cracked." Done.
Yeah, I guess so. But this just brings up another issue because I told this to somebody and they said like, "Oh, don't worry, like I'm not going to sit down anyway." And that horrified me, Sebastian.
Why?
Are people using my washroom? Are people using home washrooms
To pee?
to pee by not sitting down?
Yeah.
I know that like when you're at a public washroom, you stand up, you pee standing up.
Sure.
Do you do that when you're at my place? Do you pee standing up?
Well, I don't use the washroom here very often.
No, but I didn't realize that was common practice because it's messy.
Not necessarily.
There's definite splashback if you're peeing standing up. There's a mist. You create a mist, if anything.
I suppose you could create a mist. I generally aim for the porcelain and not the water because the porcelain will not splash as much as the water.
Yeah.
And I can sort of see it hitting and spreading out and dribbling into the water.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know I'm not creating as much of a splash. Potentially, yeah, there is some mist.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's common practice. I was discussing this very recently, that people do not necessarily sit when they pee. And it's the exception to the rule that people will sit when they pee. I'll often do it in my morning